You were so excited for this, weren't you?
I was. Maybe there's a situation where he's not an asshole to some other character, but in this situation I'm like, this is just so awful.
You know you should tell someone, Alex, where you're going, just to make sure you don't end up dead in a set-up dumpster somewhere, but your survival drive turns out to be weaker than your drive to hide that you're getting coffee with Big Walk user Keaton at his place of business. Well, the White Cat is a trendy little hole in the wall in the center of downtown, the sort of bougie place that you tell yourself you don't like but secretly do. If you had the money for it, you'd live in a place like this. Not in a cafe, but somewhere with exposed brick and pale wood and huge floor-to-ceiling windows. Somewhere brand new where all the appliances work and nothing shorts out when you turn on the toaster and ceiling fan at the same time. You find Keaton at once, set up in the back, hogging a whole 6-person table to himself. E-phone and tablet set up on those dorky little stands you've seen businessmen use like they're too important to hold their e-pad themselves. He even has a fucking pear pen. A pear pen? Oh. So is it like...
Is this the iCarly universe?
Yeah, I was gonna say! Because in the iCarly and Victorious universe, they have pears.
Yeah, but they have like pear pads and they're shaped like pears.
I put it on our recommendation list for this month, which, you know, if you're not a patron, then if you subscribe to us on Patreon, which obviously helps support us do what we do, then we do a little recommendation list of the media that we've been consuming every month. And this month I read/listened to, which was my first proper audiobook experience actually, Jeanette McCurdy's autobiography. So Jeanette McCurdy, who plays Sam.
Oh,
it's really good. It's really fucking sad though. He's wearing pre-distressed jeans and a hoodie, some brand name you don't recognize. He's maybe got some eyeliner on, but that could just be how his eyes look. I doubt it. He's even cuter in person than he is on Big Walk and is fucking annoying. You decide to be extra mean just for that. Thanks for bringing me to gentrifiers are us. He looks up with his tablet and grins crookedly.
Miss Noms, it's so good of you to come.
You roll your eyes. It's Inaya. The channel name sucks, I know it. No, it doesn't. It's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. I don't know. I think it's funny.
Good for you.
Really is just laying it on thick with the, like, sarcasm.
You sit down across from him, then twist around to squint at the handwritten menu boards behind the counter. Trendy but illegible. I may be a sucker for good enemies to lovers, but not like this. Like, yeah, in a very specific way.
In a gay way.
In a very specific, like, lesbian way. What's good here? I assume you have milk substitutes?
Pretty sure there'd be a riot if they didn't. Even those, like, right-wing coffee places where they give you a free gun with your latte probably have soy milk.
Wait, didn't you say you worked here?
Yeah.
He indicates his tablet and e-phone with enough amusement in his eyes that you can tell he'd been deliberately leading you to believe otherwise. Okay, but now I'm like, is ValiDate set in the iCarly universe?
Yeah.
And like, is this tablet shaped like a pear?
Yeah,
I don't know. I
need
want to
to
see
know.
the tablet.
How would that fit on a tablet stand?
Yeah, exactly. And I know we've seen some phones, but maybe they were all Androids.
Maybe.
And that's why they're square-shaped.
Yeah. I work here a lot. One of the only places in town that doesn't mind if I record. Even cleared out the whole place for me once.
Well, how nice for you. You feel stupid. Of course a kid with a Vivienne Westwood ring doesn't work in a fucking coffee shop. Yeah. He doesn't have the follower count for this sort of shit, though. You'd put money on rich parents. Maybe a house in the suburbs that he can go back to if he's ever short on cash. Technically, you have one of those two. The house in the burbs, not the rich parents. They bought the place back when the neighborhood was still rough, i.e. full of brown people, and therefore affordable. It's not like that anymore, but they've stubbornly clung onto the property as the neighborhood median income rose and the faces on the street got wider and wider. You've always figured that's what they wanted. They've done so much to try to assimilate into normal American culture that being surrounded by quote-unquote normal Americans, read WASPs, is probably all they wanted. Recently, you've started to wonder about this chicken and egg scenario, because assimilation isn't something you have to do consciously. You do it defensively, the way you duck if someone throws something at your face. You stand up. I'm gonna get a cappuccino.
Grab me one too. You said you were paying!
People are fucking paying.
Yeah.
So you can fucking do. I'm so pissed off. You hesitate. You told him that you were only coming if he was buying, but he probably doesn't even remember that. It was a joke anyway. No! You insist that he pays.
Yeah.
Food.
Ask for his credit card details.
Honestly. Like, that's what white men are for.
Mm-hmm.
Stealing from. He'd probably say that letting you treat is probably feminist or whatever. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
God. You order 2 cappuccinos, asking for oat milk out of spite, then realizing that the one you spited was your own dumb self when the oat milk turns out to cost extra.
I hate it when places do that.
Charge extra for oat milk?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's like an independent place or whatever, I can kind of get it because oat milk is more expensive.
It is, yeah.
Than stores.
But
if it's
Starbucks, no.
No, absolutely not. You bring the drinks back over. Keaton looks up from his phone and takes a sip.
Nice, oat milk, my fave.
Ugh.
Now I hate oat milk.
Suddenly I hate oat milk.
Yeah.
Suddenly I'm no longer vegan out of spite.
Yeah. I will return to like drinking dairy milk and shitting myself.
You rub your palm against a blooming headache behind your eye. Hey, so what kind of collaboration were you thinking?
One where you beat each other up.
Or specifically...
She gets to beat him up.
Exactly. You feel weird. You would have brought your own laptop if you thought this was a work party and not just a let a silly boy who insulted you online buy you an apology latte party. Well, I mean, I feel like his messages made it pretty clear.
There was a work thing.
Yeah, and that he wasn't gonna apologize.
What? Oh, I don't know. We could just turn the camera on and see what happens.
Is that usually how you do your videos?
That explains a lot. Yeah, isn't it how you do yours?
I think that also brings another point in about how, like marginalized people, especially, like, femmes of color, have to, like, curate their content and curate their appearance online in a way that, like, white men just don't have to do.
He just turns on the camera and fucks about and everyone loves it.
Everyone loves it, yeah, exactly. I was thinking about this the other day with, like, I mean, I think about this kind of thing all the time, obviously, but there's this person on TikTok, Denisha Carter, and she's a black woman, and her videos are, like, it's just her plain background, and she'll, like, talk about something, and the way that she, like, presents herself is very, very, like, she has a very, like, soft, like, calming voice, and she talks in a very, like, collected way, and like, she's pretty good. I don't, like, 100% agree with all of her takes all the time, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make. What is interesting to me is that, like, the fact of black women presenting themselves like that online obviously makes perfect sense, because black women, like, if they express the normal human range of emotion, are characterized as aggressive, and, like, they're punished in online spaces in a way that like, other people are not. And so that, like, makes perfect sense to me, obviously. But then I saw her reacting to a video where someone was, like, reacting to her content and basically being like, is she an AI? Because of, like, how, like, her content looks. And that just really struck me, because I was like, okay, so if black women show, like, the normal human range of emotion, then then they are dehumanized and punished. But if they present themselves in like a calm, collected way to avoid that kind of like collective punishment, then they're also dehumanized. Because it's like, oh, human beings like don't behave in this like not emotive way. So there's no fucking winning. Like either way, you're saying that like whether black women show emotion or not, you don't see them as human beings, and that like that's just makes it completely impossible to like navigate the online space. As a black woman,
like how are you meant to do anything without someone just making you feel like you're not human? And like not seeing you as human as your white counterparts.
No, it's fully like really appalling. Keaton drops his pear pen. I really want to know what it looks like. And leans back in his chair, hands behind his head.
Could say that it was always a setup, like you were in on it with me. We've been friends for a while. Drum it all up.
So, lying.
No one's getting lied to, it's just drama.
I mean, they would be lied to.
That is lying.
Because that's a lie.
Yeah, it's all about the spin. The sell. That's showbiz, right?
I guess. It's not like you have huge respect for the audience or anything, especially not Keaton's audience. Fine.
Really?
Why not?
Okay. This is perfect. I swear this is gonna fatten up your numbers so much. I know my promo work.
This is... I feel like I'm going on so many little tangents today. But I'm also reminded of a TikToker who I really love, who talks like a lot about socialism and like explaining like certain Marxist concepts, and is just like, she does it so well. And I saw a TikTok of hers like a couple of days ago where she was explaining, like she was talking about the free market, and basically like we're always told that, like in capitalist propaganda, we're told like the reason why the free market is fair is because the best product will win. But especially under late stage capitalism, that's simply not true. Because what's more important than the quality of the product is the marketing. So if you have like loads of money and labor for marketing, which often actually like takes away from the money and labor that you put into the quality of the product, then that's how you win in the capitalist market, in the free market. And even then, like people who have a monopoly like Amazon or whoever, don't even have to compete in the free market because the government protects them. So I think that how that translates onto the area that they're both in of like content creation is like relevant to this too. Because it's like he's not even like what is his content? Like what is it? Right? But because he clearly thinks so much about like what people buy and like the marketing of it, like it doesn't matter. And then obviously like his race and like gender play into it as well.
Fully. It's like the two ways that you get big on YouTube nowadays is either you've been doing it since 2008 and therefore you sort of accrued the resources over time to be able to pay people to do your marketing, or you start off with lots of money and spend it all on marketing.
Exactly, which is why like the demographic of people who are big on YouTube are often like white, like middle class, like people, because they have the time and the money that they don't need to be like working full time and stuff like we do because we're poor. Okay, he sucks.
He sucks, but we're
this
getting
is really interesting.
Like spicy content.
Yeah. This story is really interesting though. Like the story is good. He fucking sucks though. I'll do it on one condition.
Businessy. I like it. Go on.
Stop acting like you're doing me a favor. You're in a shitty position too. I mean, I don't know about that. You targeted me specifically and...
Whoa. Hold up. What do you mean I targeted you? No one's getting targeted here.
God.
I've done this to a lot of different CCs. You aren't special.
Wow. Yeah, God forbid I feel special.
Baby, I could make you feel special anytime you want, but not in a big buck way.
Ugh. You give an exaggerated full body shudder. Keaton grins and you make a conscious effort to keep from grinning back. You are not gonna get charmed by this piece of shit. No, you are.
Me.
If I have any say.
Yeah. I have some self-control.
But I am the lesbian voice of reason today. That's what's going on. It's okay, you're there when I encounter another Monica. Admit you fucked up and I'll do it.
Oh, he's sweating.
Keaton's mouth does something weird and unreadable. You have a fleeting impression that he's gonna get up and walk away, which isn't what you wanted, but he surprises you.
Okay, you're right. I shouldn't have made that video. I shouldn't have taken advantage of an Arab chick. It was shitty of me.
What? Correct him.
Let him scramble, but no, correct him.
What? I don't know, actually.
Do we want him to dig himself into a deeper hole than he already has?
Yeah, I actually don't know which one. I'm just trying to fuck him over more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the decision.
Because I feel like if he gets corrected, he'll also get flustered.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, because, like, honestly, in real life, I mean, I for multiple reasons, would not be in this situation in the first place.
But if you'd got to this point,
I would have blocked him on Discord at that point. But if I got to this point, then I think I would probably just be thinking about removing myself from the situation.
Yeah.
But because I feel like I know that I would get really quickly, like, exhausted emotionally by the situation. And obviously, like, correcting someone constantly can be really tiring.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, is that actually the best thing for Inaya in this situation?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know with this one.
Yeah, because it's like, will it give her more leverage in this business deal, but also it will be emotionally exhausting?
Yeah. I guess the thing about, like, the, dynamic of, like, we're playing a game is that we're not experiencing that exhaustion in the same way. So we can make that choice.
Yeah.
So we can just try correcting him and see where it goes if you still want to do that.
I'm up for it, yeah. I do also like that, we've talked about how Keaton is like the one white character in this game. That they are showing him fucking up and being terrible.
That he's like, he's being a white guy.
Yeah. Okay.
What is the confrontation?
Yeah, I like it when they do this.
I'm not Arab. I am.
Wait, really?
Look at him. Yeah, I'm Pakistani.
Isn't that Arab? Like, I'm Italian, that's still white.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? Nope. You've had this conversation so many times. I mean, yeah, I know I'm acting, like, super shocked, but, like, this is definitely something along the lines. I've heard things like this before, 100%. Because of the way that, like, in a post 9/11 world, people are like, Pakistanis, Muslims, Arabs, all the same.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if, like, a younger me probably would have thought something similar because of, like, the way that the media has construed, like, Muslim population after 9/11.
Yeah. I mean, hilariously, I am all three of those things. But maybe you're thinking of Palestinian. Like Palestine.
Or Persian. That's another P word.
I'm losing it. That's not Arab either.
What?
Okay, I'm glad we made this.
Yeah, I'm glad she's getting some joy from this.
Yeah. It's an interesting point, though. This is also something that not a lot of people know, because I feel like Iran and Afghanistan are often also considered in that racialization, but, like, in Afghanistan and Iran, like, yeah, there are big Muslim populations, but they don't speak Arabic, and the term like Arab, it broadly refers to like the connecting factor being the language. So it spans like multiple ethnic groups across the Middle East, but they are all ethnic groups which speak the same language. Now, even that's debatable because the dialects are so different that some people argue that North African Arabic is almost like a completely different language from Levantine Arabic or whatever. But in Iran, they speak Farsi, and in Afghanistan, I believe, not 100% sure on this one, but I feel like, I think that Afghani is a language. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know that in Iran they speak Farsi. So, yeah. So people always, like, with, like, terms like Arabic and Arab and Middle Eastern and stuff like that, they just, I don't know, there's a lot of, like, ignorance around that. It really ticks me off. Yeah, and obviously this specific kind of ignorance has so much to do with, like, specifically Western, like, Islamophobic propaganda that very intentionally creates this image of, like, a, like, group of people that are all, like, you know, evil Muslim terrorists. So these assumptions are made. Like, when you think about the media, it's always portraying, like terrorists who speak Arabic, who have, like, brown skin, who, like, dress in a certain way. And there's, you know, certain, like, visual indicators of that, and that's how people are taught to, like, racialize. Like Muslims broadly. It's interesting how, like, Muslim has become a racialization in itself, I feel like. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, like, South Asia and the Middle East and North Africa are, like, referring to all sorts of people from those enormous regions, incredibly diverse, speak many, many different languages, have many different religions and cultures and histories and stuff, you know? Yeah, I will be talking about that a lot I think because of our current video schedule timeline, people will see this before the video essay.
Yes.
Be talking about this stuff in our upcoming video essay. You're smiling now, you can't help it. This is like a buddy cop movie farce at this point. Persian is Iranian. ... You're gonna say, I thought Iranian was Arab. ...
No.
Even when you're feeling at your lowest, you can always take honest enjoyment in knowing shit a white boy doesn't.
So, what is Pakistani then?
It's Pakistani.
Damn. Really makes you think.
Oh my god. It's okay, it's a common mistake.
Still, though.
Whatever. Okay, I'm glad we did that.
Yeah.
Keaton looks a little embarrassed, but he shakes it off fast. His hair keeps flopping into his face, and he brushes it back like a nervous tick. Sometimes he does it even when there's no hair there.
I used to do that when I had, like, a side fringe. I would, like...
Yeah, I feel like ever since I've got these bangs, like, when I'm tying my hair up, I'm, like, playing with them.
Yeah, or, like, I'll do this to try and sort my fringe out.
Yeah. I've not had, like, bangs in a really long time, and I'm really enjoying it.
It's a good time. I grew up with, like, my family telling me that I could never pull off, like, blunt bangs, because I have curly hair.
Yeah.
And so when I just did it for the sake of it during lockdown, and I grew out the rest of my hair and was like, I'll just keep the front short, they were... I think the first thing my mum said to me was like, it looks surprisingly good on you, and I was like, is that a compliment? Yeah.
You are wearing makeup and you've actually attempted to do something with your hair. It fucking annoys you that you care what this guy thinks of what you look like, but at least for today, you've acknowledged that you are shallow and controlled by the patriarchy. It was either that or spend the whole day wishing you'd made an effort, and you're glad that you did, because it turns out Keaton wants to film immediately, like right now. Wait, in the cafe? Isn't it too loud?
Come on, it'll be fine. I film here all the time. Noise doesn't carry too bad.
The stupid e-phone stand suddenly makes more sense, though you're still going to judge him for it. He fiddles with some settings, gesturing you to sit next to him. The cafe is mostly empty, but it still feels weirdly exposed, like you've started singing on a train platform. You don't even like talking on the phone in public. This isn't going to be live, is it?
Haha, fuck no, I don't do lives. Freaks me the fuck out.
They're fine, usually. If you don't look at any of the comments.
What sort of fucked up shit do people say about cooking videos? Your chicken's undercooked. Have fun dying of salmonella, you fucking idiot.
Well, no, they usually comment on her body.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. You're not getting into what people say to you. Most of it exclusively being about the way you look.
Yeah.
Again, something that he wouldn't even
Yeah.
think about because he probably doesn't experience that.
Yeah, and also I guess if he's like, because his content is him, his comments are going to be about him, but he might be like, oh, if someone's content is cooking, then the comments will be about the food. And it's like, that's not how the internet works.
Yeah, possibly, but also, like, even if, like, it is just him reacting to things, like, I have no doubt that he doesn't get the kind of comments that, like, particularly, like, women and femmes of colour get.
Yeah,
where
there's no one telling him to pluck his eyebrows.
Yeah, I feel like if people are talking about his appearance, they're probably being like, oh, like, you're so hot.
Yeah.
I feel like he probably doesn't get... Yeah, I feel like he probably doesn't get many comments about, like, how... like ugly he is.
No.
Wait, do you have a script? A direction?
We wing it.
Fine. If there's one thing you can do, it's bullshit. Keaton is poised to press the record button when the cafe door opens. A flock of women in workout clothes comes in, half of them pushing strollers. You've seen them around the neighborhood before. When it gets cold, they walk in the mall. You've been clipped by one of their strollers before, and the lady looked at you like you'd punched a child.
Oh my god.
White women, huh?
Mm.
Presumably. But
what the fuck is this?
I feel like the image that they painted was, Karen's. Yeah.
Shit.
The noise level in the cafe rises by 300%. The women start ordering drinks. One of them is yelling about coconut milk. A small child in a princess dress is strapped into a stroller, screaming her head off. You have no idea which one of these people is her mother. Okay, well, this just became untenable. There are a lot of reasons why this scenario is really interesting, and, like, him being the only white guy as well. But I think it's interesting as well because of how, like, part of the premise of ValiDate is that, like, none of these dates really, like, work out like a, perfect romantic, like, dating sim scenario. And I think that there are times in my life in the past where I would have, like, really fancied a white person and I would have put up with this stuff. Like, because I would have been like, oh, like, I can, like, I don't know, like, educate them or whatever. And I wouldn't do that at this point in my life anymore because I don't deserve that. Like, I deserve better than that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how, like, well-meaning or whatever the fuck this person is, like, because at the end of the day, even if they don't understand that that's what they're doing, they're, like, being violent towards me. And that's, like, what the situation is, and you can see the way that she's kind of conflicted because she does kind of fancy him.
Yeah.
And that's, like, understandable. I think, like, people end up in that kind of situation all the time, but, like, being in a place to put that boundary of, like, I, like, deserve better than this is really important. So I'm interested to see how this plays out, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially because they respectfully love you, Inaya. Are a mess.
Yeah.
Do you want to wait until they get out of here?
Nah, it's fine. They're usually here for like an hour. I've seen them come in before. They just usually do it in the morning.
He drums his finger on the table, looking honestly annoyed since the first time you'd come in here.
Fuck it, whatever. Let's just go to my place.
I don't want to go to your place. Wait, what? Keaton starts packing away his shit, his tablet, his phone, and his dweeby little stands. His hair flops in his face and he does another emo boy hair flip to get it out.
It's a couple blocks away. If you don't want to walk, we can get an Uber.
I can walk fine, smartass. Just why your place? Keaton zips up his messenger bag.
Okay, fuck. We'll go to your place. Happy?
You hesitate. You like that even less. Your place is currently a fucking wreck. You got it in your head the other day to clean out your closet and only got halfway before losing interest. Your clothes are heaped all over the apartment. He's not hitting on you, is he? No, there's no way. That's not possible. It's like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. You're just getting together to do work. Stop being insane about this, Inaya. Like he can read your mind, he gives you another one of those practiced crooked smiles.
Hey, come on. When I'm hitting on you, you'll know.
Woof. You give another exaggerated little shiver of disgust. He laughs and picks up your empty cups.
Hurry it up. Looks like it might rain.
I think from the... You know when we played the demo? I think that the, like, enemy dynamic was fun between Malik and...
Ariki?
Yeah. But yeah. I think it helps that they're both, like, black men.
Yeah.
Because there isn't, like, this, like, weird power imbalance that makes this, like, not fun to me. And it does. 2 steps out the cafe, you consider calling a car, but you'll be drenched by the time it gets here anyway. The 2 of you opt to run the 2 blocks to Keaton's apartment, you in your flip-flops, him with his messenger bag bundled under his shirt so his phone and tablet don't get destroyed. It only really starts to pour when you are several feet from his building, but you still come into the lobby in a wash of water, skidding so bad that you almost barrel into a white-haired woman with a beagle on a leash. She gives the 2 of you such a look of shocked disgust, you can't help it. You laugh in her face. You instantly feel bad about it, but Keaton starts laughing too. And here you are, laughing at the idea of almost knocking an old lady onto the floor. Keaton watches her press her lips together and sidle past you, heading for the front doors.
Mrs. Overton, it's raining.
She ignores him, walking out into the downpour.
Your dog's gonna drown.
Maybe she's a ghost.
If she is, she's been haunting the place since I got here. I've never seen her anywhere but the lobby. I don't even know what floor she's on, so maybe.
Something for your next video. Keaton beams.
Big smile. Come on, I'm on the 3rd floor.
He looks like a bedraggled kitten, hair completely washed out of its style. Shirt stretched out from having his backpack up inside it. You aren't sure his chucks are long for this world. You yourself are dripping water from the cuffs of your sleeves. I don't know if I can stay. I definitely am not going on camera looking like a drowned rabbit. Keaton doesn't even look back on his way to the stairs. There doesn't appear to be an elevator.
You can borrow something of mine. Not a big deal.
You almost stop and turn around. Going to his place is one thing, wearing his clothes is another. But now he's standing at the door to the stairwell waiting to see if you'll cut and run. There's a challenge in his eyes. You're just not exactly sure what he's challenging you to do.
Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. If you aren't already, remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to know when we upload next.
On screen, you can find this whole playlist for this Let's Play, and you can find a link to our latest video essay. If you like what you see, consider supporting us on Patreon. The link to our Patreon is in the description of every video.
Thanks again so much for watching, and until next time, take care.